What's going on, everyone? Davis right here. We are getting ready for night number 2 of WrestleMania 37. Last night was quite the show. A quick little recap if you missed it. First time ever in WrestleMania history, a rain delay. They were delayed about a half an hour due to some rain in the Tampa area, so they did an okay job filling things. It was just kind of like another pre-show, just an extension to the pre-show, I guess you would call it. Did some interviews. Kevin Owens cut a pretty good promo. Yeah, they finally got things underway about 8:30, I think. And they kicked things off with the WWE title match. Drew McIntyre challenging Bobby Lashley for the title. If you watched my predictions video for night 1, you know that I did not start off very well. I picked Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley wins the match. Now, I don't know if it was the weather causing it, or if it was just jitters about being in front of a live crowd for the first time in over a year, but timing seemed a little bit off. I don't know if anybody else noticed that as well, but first couple matches timing seemed to be a little bit off. It didn't take away from the match. I thought the match was very good. I thought all the matches were very good. Bobby Lashley wins, retains, so he is still your WWE champion. The next match was the Tag Team Turmoil match for the shot at the women's tag titles, and I got that one wrong too. I picked Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, and who won that? Tamina and Natalya ended up winning that match. Mandy Rose took a bit of a spill on her entrance. Again, things were still pretty wet out there. It was a pretty good downpour from what I could see on TV. And they told people to take cover under the concourse. So, interesting times at WrestleMania. I can guarantee you that Vince will never have another WrestleMania outside after that happens. He has to wait over a year to have a show with fans, and then you gotta have a rain delay. Not gonna happen again. You're gonna see a lot of retractable roofs for WrestleMania. Third match on the card was Seth Rollins and Cesaro, and sure enough, I started 0 for 3 because I picked Rollins, and Cesaro, or Zazaro as Rollins calls him, picks up the win. Excellent to see that. I didn't think it would happen, but Cesaro picks up the win. Very happy for him. He definitely deserves a push. He's definitely at that point in his career where he needs to get out there and start making some main event matches, and I think this will be a good stepping off point for him. What happened next? The tag team title match, yes. AJ Styles and Omos are the new Raw Tag Team Champions. It was a decent match. The New Day cut the ring in half as Xavier Woods screamed from the ring, keeping AJ from Omos for a majority of the match. And then Omos got the hot tag, and it was pretty much all over from that. Not a big fan of the one boot pin. I know Omos is like 7 feet some odd tall and may have a hard time getting up and down off the canvas, but not a big fan of the one boot. But Omos and AJ Styles, your new Raw Tag Team Champions. And then we had the Steel Cage match. I finally get one right. Braun Strowman beats Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon has that fascination with jumping off high things, and did not disappoint here. He took a pretty good bump off the top of the cage after Strowman hurled him from the top. So, decent match. Steel cage match, it kind of limits you, but I thought it was pretty good. Then Bad Bunny and Damian Priest defeated The Miz and John Morrison. Got this one right as well, so I evened up my night. I got the first 3 wrong and the last 4 right, so I went 4-3 on the night. But give it up for Bad Bunny. Pulled off a Canadian Destroyer. Definitely looked like he was doing some training. The look on the Miz's face after the Destroyer was classic. Thought it was outstanding. But yeah, give it up for Bad Bunny. He put his work in and he did a hell of a job out there. So good on them. Damian Priest and Bad Bunny pick up the win there. And then the main event of night 1, Bianca Belair defeated Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's title, as I predicted there as well. This match was excellent. I thought it was a great match. That hair whip, I don't know. I don't think that was pumped in. I know I have a few friends that are actually down in Tampa to witness WrestleMania live. So if you could comment on the video or whatnot to let us know if that was a pumped in sound. But that hair whip on TV sounded brutal. And Sasha Banks has the mark to prove it. That followed up by the... I forget what Bianca calls her finisher now, but she hit her finisher and got the 1-2-3. So Bianca Belair, your new SmackDown Women's Champion. That wrapped up night 1. And now previews and predictions for night number 2. I am on the WWE website, so I don't know if this is the actual order that it's going to go in, but I will go from bottom to top because they've got the main event at the top. So the first match listed here is the women's tag team title match. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax against Natalya and Tamina. I really wish they would book Shayna and Nia stronger. This team, I mean, I know Nia Jax, she breathes heavy and she injures someone. Excuse me, but this team should be unstoppable, should be unbeatable. They should hang on to those tag titles for a while. So I am picking Shayna and Nia to retain the tag titles here against Natalya and Tamina. Next up, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We've seen it 100 times, 1,000 times. If you've seen it on the independent circuits or Ring of Honor, these guys have battled all over the globe against each other. And this should be no different. This should be an outstanding match between Owens and Zayn. I think Kevin Owens picks up the victory here. Both men coming off victories from last year's WrestleMania. Sami Zayn actually defended the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania last year against Daniel Bryan and picked up the victory. It was very surprising to see that, but I think Kevin Owens gets the job done this year at WrestleMania. He's not jumping off the WrestleMania sign. At least I don't think he will. But Kevin Owens, my pick for that match. Up next, speaking of the IC title, Big E defends the Intercontinental Championship against Apollo Crews in what is being billed as a Nigerian drum fight. I have not been paying attention to this storyline. I know that they've been battling for the better part of a couple of months over the IC title over on SmackDown, but haven't really paid too much attention to it. So I don't know where this stipulation came from or even what the stipulation is. But it is being billed as a Nigerian drum fight, and I believe that Big E will defend successfully the Intercontinental title. Big E will walk out of WrestleMania with the IC strap. Next up, we have the U.S. title. Riddle defending against Sheamus. Riddle just recently picked up the U.S. title from Bobby Lashley. And him and Sheamus have been going back and forth over on Raw. I think Sheamus is going to pick this one up. I think Riddle might be that transitional champion that we see also all too often in the world of wrestling. So I think Sheamus picks up the win here and the United States title. After that, we've got the Raw Women's Championship. This one should be incredible. If they give them the time to do what they know how to do, this match between Asuka and Rhea Ripley should be absolutely amazing. I believe Asuka will retain the Raw Women's title. The hell was that? Bug just almost flew in my eye. Sorry about that. Asuka wins this match, successfully defends the Raw Women's title, and continues her reign. This next one, I don't even know what to think of it. The Fiend against Randy Orton. There's no stipulation. There was rumors that it was going to be a Firefly Funhouse match. We don't know that as of yet. Could change by the time the show's on the air. So we'll see. But as of right now, I'm going to pick The Fiend. I don't think... Well, geez, it's Bray Wyatt. Who knows? But I don't think the WWE would make this guy come back from being lit on fire. Take a couple of months off, and then his first match back, he loses to Randy Orton. I don't think they're going to do that, so I'm picking The Fiend here, no matter the stipulation of the match. And I love what they're doing with The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. I think it is outstanding, the storytelling that they're doing with those two. Then we come to our main event, the triple threat match for the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns defending against both Edge and Daniel Bryan. This not quite the Miracle on Bourbon Street storyline that Daniel Bryan was a part of at WrestleMania 30. I'm not so sure Daniel Bryan should be in this match. I think it should have been a one-on-one contest between Roman Reigns versus Edge. Typically, when they add someone to a match fairly last minute, one of the participants is nursing an injury. Haven't heard if that's Reigns or Edge. We know Edge just coming back from a tricep tear, so maybe he's still nursing that a little bit. But I believe that Roman Reigns will successfully defend the Universal title in this one. His story right now as the head of the table is outstanding. I think they're doing a great job with that. He's finally the heel that everybody hates instead of the face that's being shoved down everybody's throat. So I think they're going to keep running with that. And Roman Reigns walks out of WrestleMania, closes the show on top, fireworks ablaze, all that fun stuff. And that is... Those are... Let me try that again. Those are my predictions for WrestleMania Night 2. Let me know what you think. Comment and like the video below. Down there somewhere. Let me know what you think, and we will enjoy WrestleMania Night 2 together. And I will have a recap of Night 2 and the whole show on Monday. Thank you for tuning into this video. This has been Davis Wright. So long.